And welcome everybody to Women's Empower Network. I am so excited to have a special guest with us today. I have Shilpa, and she is going to tell us a little bit about herself and her journey that led her to reflexology, and then where we go from there. So, Shilpa.
Thank you for having me here, Ginny. I'm so happy to be here. So, reflexology, where did it start? I was actually guided towards reflexology. I suffered with sciatica quite badly in my younger days, in my late teens, early 20s. And one day I was talking to a relative, and they said to me, one of my patients is a reflexology teacher. Why don't you give them a call? Because then that will get her off my back. She'd been trying to get him to learn reflexology. Now, he is the most skeptical person there is. So it wasn't for him. Anyway, I went and spoke to this lady. She was one of the founding members of the Association of Reflexologists here in the UK. And so I started training with her. I had a chat with her and excuse me, I think they want me to talk a little bit more slower, more clearer. Uh, so I had a chat with this lady, and I just enrolled on a year-long course with her. Every weekend we would meet up, practicals and, written work, theory work. But I loved it. I really did. And I started practicing on myself. I know as students, I guess we shouldn't. But, when my sciatica got really bad, I thought, well, I'm learning this technique. What better subject than me to work on? So I started working on myself, and I noticed a difference. Oh my God, first time in years, I had something at the end of my fingers that could help me with my own sciatica. And so that was, oh, godsend. And it's brilliant. I still use it. I am totally pain-free. I know when it's going to go. And so I stop everything and I start working my reflexes. And within minutes, it's gone again. It's back to normal. So it's amazing. I mean, if people want to learn, yeah, go ahead, go do it. It's the best thing you'll do. Helps with so many other things though as well. It helps with pregnancy. I had reflexology during both my pregnancies with a colleague who was working on my feet, because obviously I couldn't reach my own feet then. Yeah, but yeah, that really helped. And I think that's probably why both my kids are calm and very alert and smart. Yeah, I'm sure there's a little bit of biasness here because I am their mum, but I've noticed that in a lot of my own ladies that I work with and their children, and that they come across really calm. And so, I would recommend any ladies who are thinking of having reflexology to find an experienced person to work with. But I highly recommend that.
What I love about it is that you found something that has become your passion.
Absolutely. I love it. It's always my go-to. Although I'm a podiatrist as well, but my go-to is always reflexology. Even with the podiatry issues, any lower limb problems, I will look at it from a reflexology point of view as to what's going on with that reflex and why things are appearing on the foot. So let's say corns or calluses in the middle of, around the ball of the foot. Well, that's kind of the upper chest area. And you wonder what's going on with the people. Why has this happened? What are they carrying? What are they, you know, that heavy burden they carry in the chest, it manifests itself on the soles of the feet. So, you can tell so much about a person just by working with their feet. But I'm also a soul coach, spiritual mentor. So when I connect with the people, I will get visuals, clairvoyant, and I just ask the client, what's going on here? What I'm seeing this, what's that about? More often than not, it relates to something that's going on with them. So then we just stop and I work through healing. I was gifted just last year, I was gifted a healing modality called access point healing and source energy healing. So I alternately bring in those two modalities into my healing sessions where there's trauma, stuck energies, any PTSD, that's reoccurring now. It's events that may have happened, a long time ago, and they just can't get beyond that, or they're coming up for healing now, and it's rearing its ugly head, let's say, and you just don't know what else to do. But this is where I go in and I look at the root cause. We work as a team, myself, my clients, and we figure out what's going on with that person and where does it come from. It could be in their childhood, or it could be trauma when they were in the womb with the mother, for example, or it could be an ancestral pattern or the past life. So when they come in and we do the healing, for example, with the ancestrals, it heals not only the client, but 7 generations back. So we have the know-how now to go back and heal all our mothers, grandmothers, or fathers and grandfathers going back 7 generations, things that they didn't have in those days, in their lifetimes. And so we can energetically clear all that trauma for them from here today. And it's just so fascinating that I can link everything through, connect with their feet, and everything just happened. It's just magic.
It really is. And for those who aren't familiar with reflexology, can you explain a little bit about it? Because, from the little bit I understand too, it's like the feet are like a map to the rest of the body.
Absolutely. So if I just switch my camera around, there's a map there. That's just the map of the feet, the soles and the dorsal aspect of the foot, the top of the foot. And our whole body is mirrored in the feet. The reflexes are mirrored in the feet, or the hands, or the ears, or the eyes. But I love working with feet because there's so many nerve endings and you get some really good results by manipulating the feet. And it's like acupressure that we use on the feet, working with all the reflexes, and it helps to normalize organ gland functions, release any toxins, improve circulation, and it's healing at the deepest level, at the cellular level. So it's from inside out is how we do the healing. But of course, we're just instruments. We're conduits. The body itself is the healer. We're just helping with the tools that we've learned, and the body just does the rest.
So you're using the feet like a map to
Yeah.
find out where in the body there's an issue, and then you go to that part of the body to find out where maybe in the past could be the cause of it to help clear it out.
So we can do that. So what happens is we work certain areas of the feet, and there may be trauma or there may be pain. And with, a bit of detective work with the client, we kind of, if they may say, oh, my mum used to have this pain. And it's like, okay. And I wonder if your grandmother had it, and we don't even need to know. All we know is there's a pain there. And so I would stop and I would connect with my guides, and I get shown, or they'll talk to me and just tell me that, okay, there's something there. Let's go and do some healing at that level. So I would stop and I would just hold the reflexes, and I would question back and forth with my client as to, okay, tell me more. Tell me what's going on. How long have you had it? What does it feel like? And then once that feeling comes through is when I do the access point healing. And I literally just sit here, I start to yawn, I start to cry. And I've got to explain to my client that, you know what, this is quite normal for me. And within about 5-10 minutes, that healing, those feelings get healed. And then we uncover another layer and go on to different areas and work those areas out. So it's really a powerful healing modality, but I incorporate it with the reflexology because we are a four-body system, the physical, the mental, emotional, and the spiritual. So if there's something in the physical that isn't getting any resolution, there's got to be something in the other three bodies that hasn't been addressed. And so that's what we connect with, the energy of the people that I'm working with. And more often than not, it's just amazing journeys that we go on.
That's so beautiful. I so love that. It's, and I appreciate too, because what we refer to in the US as Western medicine, you know, they're treating the symptoms. They're
Yeah,
not treating the whole person. And
exactly.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so from what I understand, you're getting ready to publish a book?
I am. I am. I've written a book. Again, it was a guided project by the guides, my guides. And I've worked with a lovely lady called Marion, and she's been guiding me through each of the chapters that we've been guided to write about. So it's a book about how I got into healing. I suffered with sciatica, as I mentioned, and how my mum helped me initially with whatever she knew how to help me with. And then obviously the reflexology came in, the healing came in. So it's my journey on healing myself. It's called My Life Journey, My Life Experiences, Stepping Stones to Healing. And I'm hoping that it will be published in the very near future, next month or the month after, but definitely in the pipeline. So
Well,
it's talked about some client stories as well, how, some of my clients, they didn't have answers. They were due to have surgeries, and we just connected on an energetic level. To me, pain is a stagnation of energy. If it's not flowing, it's stagnant and it becomes painful. So I just work with the guides, with my client, and we try and get that flow. That stagnation could be feelings, could be emotions, which Western medicine tends not to look at or make the connection with the physical symptoms. So more often than not, people come to me when they've tried everything else. And I'm just like, yeah, you know what? Let's give it a go. Let's see what happens. Keep an open mind and anything is possible. And more often than not, they get resolution. So it's just brilliant.
I love it. I love your love for it, you know, and the awness of how it just seems magical almost how it works.
It is magical. It's just energy. You know, it's just that connection. You've got to have that connection. And it just expands and it blossoms and it's just wow.
Is there any parting words that you would like to share with the audience?
Always listen to your body. It's always talking. Any pain that you have, sit with it, feel it. And that is the most important thing that we don't do, is to sit with our pain and listen to our body and listen to what the message is. So that I would say is the most important thing. And then of course, get the help that you need. Always look around. There's always something, someone. Ask your inner guidance system. It will guide you to that right person.
That's so true. Shilpa, it's been such a pleasure to have you here today. And we will put in the comments how you can get in touch with her. And anything else that she can help you with or ask her any questions. So again, thank you so much for being
Thank
here.
you. Thank you for having me.